Hey everyone, welcome to Live Trading Thursday. My name is David Verbruggen. I'm going to be your host today. I'm excited to look at the market with you again today. We got some good stuff going on. Kind of a different way to start looking at things potentially. We're going to take a look here pretty soon. Guys, you know the drill. Go ahead and get your tickers in, right? We've only got about 15-20 minutes max here together. So go ahead and get those tickers in now so that we've got time to look at them, because if they're thrown in at the very last minute, probably going to miss them. So go ahead and take a look at whatever trades you want to send in that you might be looking at. Maybe you're in them right now. We can look at historical trades. If we got time, I might even show you a historical paper trade that I just closed earlier today. So go ahead and get those tickers in and any questions you have. I should probably say that all of the examples we're going to look at in this live trading session should be viewed for educational purposes only and not taken as trading or investment advice. All right, let's go ahead and jump right in here. I should probably share my screen. There you go. Okay, now you guys are seeing it. So we're looking at the S&P, right? This is, of course, where we always start. See what's been going on. And, we had this move up. This one kind of surprised me, not going to lie. I expected that we would continue down further, but we decided to move up and retest resistance again. And the resistance did win again. Pretty decisive move down yesterday. Pretty decent sized candlestick right there. I think the last time that we had a bigger candlestick was maybe this day right here back in November 1st. Today, some more movement to the downside, so a little bit of follow through to the downside there. So we've got that we're looking at. Couple lines I want to go ahead and let's extend this guy just in case, right? I want to paint a potential picture for you guys. So we're going to extend that because that uptrending support line ended up being pretty good. And we're getting close to that, which actually corresponds as well with this horizontal line that was resistance, support, and then resistance again. And that's the day that it with confidence blew through that resistance line. So we'll have to see if that ends up being resistance. Another line, not a trend yet, but a line that we should just be aware of potentially is maybe a longer term idea like that. And I'm putting these on the chart just to kind of see if the market is going to, choose to bounce off of one of those lines, just in case, because, let's zoom out here, right? We've got the big picture, and I've showed you guys this before. You guys know this. We've got, a high, a low, a lower high, a lower low, lower high, lower low, so on and so forth. So we're making lower highs and lower lows. Therefore, eventually we ended up in that bear market. And then more recently here, if I go back to the 6-month view, we've got that low and we've got that high, but then we've got a higher. Actually, we could even look at this right here. So low, a high, we move back down, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low. Now we did fail to make a higher high here again. That would have required us to break through this strong long-term downtrending resistance line. But you can kind of see the makings of potentially a decent bullish run. It's too early to tell really, but I'm throwing a couple lines on the chart just to kind of look at it and see, does it bounce off of there? Because what if it, our lows just keep getting higher here the last couple times? What if we make a new higher low? And then we go and we're going to try and knock on the door of resistance there again. Speaking of which, in the last month and a half, we've hit resistance 3 times there. I mean, before that, this resistance line, there was several months in between, right? So there's a touch, there's a touch, there's a touch. And then in a month and a half, we've hit it 3 times. So you kind of start to wonder, are we trying to make a push and break this line? And if we do, we've got this low, high, higher low, maybe potentially higher high, then we could start looking at some, bullish trades more seriously there. So just a couple things to consider, just looking at the overall market. But right now, for the today here now, if I can find my mouse again, there it is. We are down a little bit. And that was after being down quite a bit yesterday. So we're just going to have to see what's going on. But go ahead and get those tickers in. Go get those questions in. Love to look at any trades with you. Last couple thoughts on the overall market. My personal opinion is that I would expect that we see more of a pullback. The market's been down. I don't even think it hit 30% as the low. Right now, it's right around 20% or so. I would have expected that before the whole bear market's over, that we actually go down quite a bit more. That's just my opinion, though. And you know what? The market doesn't care what my opinion is. And so me as a trader, I'm thinking about, I do need to make sure that I don't let my personal opinions of what I think will happen or should happen get in the way of my trading. If the market decides to break this downtrending resistance line and go off on a bullish tear, well, of course, that's going to go against maybe my beliefs of what I think should happen, but I should not let that interfere with how I approach the market and trade. If the market wants to go on a bullish run, I should too. You know what I mean? We need to let the elephant lead, right? You know, if we're dancing with an elephant, you need to let the elephant lead, because if you try and take over, that elephant's going to kill you. People don't realize that elephants are one of the most dangerous animals in the world, actually, because they just kind of kill you accidentally. They just kind of step all over you. That's a perfect analogy for the market. It's this big, big thing, and it's just going to wipe you out if you are not in line with the market. So I need to make sure that no matter what my beliefs are, what I'm thinking, I need to be in line with the market. So, you know, I just hope that, you know, you guys take away something from that as well. Marcel saying, any thoughts on AMD? Absolutely. We're going to get to that. Thank you for that, Marcel. But, you know, we just need to make sure that we are trading appropriately and not trying to tell the market what to do. So that's my little mini coaching / rant thing right there. So, all right, let's go ahead and take a look at AMD. AMD. All right, here we go. We've got, let me get rid of this. That was a previous potential trade. First thing jumps right out of mind, earnings coming up week and a half. So it's going to be tough to do much with this right now. You can see it's moved down some. I don't see like, I've got two lines here. I'm just going to delete that and pull this guy over. That line's obviously pretty important right there. You know, moving down a little bit there. It didn't quite break highs. I don't see a great pattern yet. You know, could this potentially enter somewhat of a roll? Maybe, but it's not quite there yet. I would have a hard time getting bullish on this. And to get bearish on this right now, I mean, my question really would be, what's the pattern you're seeing? We could draw a line here. That's 2 touches, but it's not a trend yet, right? Unless, you know, if you pull that back here somewhere, but there, it's hard for me to get a good line, a good trend line on here. And I just don't think there's enough information. And frankly, if we had the information, you're going to be limited, right? You're going to be limited with what you can do with earnings coming up in just a week and a half. So my recommendation on AMD, I would just hold off, see what happens after earnings. What kind of pattern is developing after earnings? What does that look like? And can something be done with that? Yeah, Marcelo said, Dave Mitchell says dancing with a gorilla. Yeah, you know what? Same thing there, right? Gorilla, elephant, take your pick of, you know, a big animal. Maybe it's swimming with the whales, right? You want to make sure that you're in line with them. So, yeah, Marcelo says I drew support on the 2 lows. Maybe uptrending support. Maybe this is what you're talking about right here. You could have that line on there. There's potential for that. If we're looking then to the upside, you know, with it pulling back and see if you can bounce again, by the time it does, if this continues down and it bounces maybe right here, you're really close to earnings though. And then this would be a lower high, which I'm not a fan of. So just, yeah, it's one you can keep watching, but I wouldn't see that there's anything like an imminent trade that could be done on here. So, all right. Marcelo says, you're just typing in, you can have to explain that one. Is that a ticker you're looking at, ticker Y, or are you asking the question why? I'm not sure on that one, but yeah, if you can expand on that. We'll come back to you when you answer that. Let's jump real quick over. I want to show you guys a paper trade I completed on Apple. This was just a real quick one. Whoops, if I can spell it right. There we go. A real quick one I did the other day, frankly, to I was trying to get a specific notification for some screenshots I was wanting to take, but went ahead and did an Apple paper trade a couple days ago. I just did a put, and I got out of it today. You can see it moved down a little bit. So just a real small move there. I can show you there it is, order status. This Apple put I just closed today for 360. And if we wanted to go look at the journal, I can go ahead, go to Life of Trade. You can see Apple, this long put right here. I just did a small, I just wanted to make sure I could get the screenshots I needed for some promotional material. But here we got, this long put that I entered. Get some more information. Order executed at 282 and then executed again at 360. So that ended up being a nice little profit there on that trade. And while we're on that topic of Apple here, check this out, guys. We don't look at this often, but wanted to bring this to you just in case you didn't know this function. You see all these buttons up here, right? Most of the time we're just bouncing between chart and options, right? Sometimes we'll go fundamentals or dashboard or whatever, but then look at the activity. I click on activity and it brings up all the activity that I've done in this this paper trading account, all the activity I've done on Apple. And so you can see all the different trades that I've done. So, I've done long stock, I've done puts, calls, bull puts, bull calls, bear puts, bear calls. So all of this, right? And then you can see the counts like, okay, total profit versus loss. In this, again, this is just paper trading account, made nearly $1,800, averaging nearly $200 per trade, $200 of profit per trade, 9 total trades with a about 67% win percentage. The average trade lasts 7 days. And you can see how long each of those trades was. So just some very interesting information. You can come up here, look at the news. There's all kinds of news on Apple. So some really good information because you can look at this like, hey, do you and Apple get along well in the trading world, right? I would say I usually do with Apple. Let's look at AMD. We just looked at that. Do I have anything? Nope, I don't. Why? Because I haven't paper traded in this account. I haven't paper traded AMD. So that's why I don't have anything in here for that. But anyway, I just wanted to show you guys that because it was an interesting thing to bring up there. All right, Marcel says yes to answering me. Okay, cool, awesome. Yeah, you're probably talking about that. That is the uptrending support line you've got there. Yeah, you can leave that on there. It's not a bad line. It's not a, it's not a confirmed trend yet, I wouldn't say, but you can leave that line on there, see what develops, if anything. I'll leave it there too. All right, guys, if you got any other tickers, any other questions, stocks you want to look at in the last couple minutes, throw those in quickly. We're going to jump over. I want to show you guys something on MS. So Morgan Stanley, I was looking at a potential paper trade yesterday, right? And I needed specifically yesterday's candle to close above the previous day. And for a lot of the day, it was above. But my trading plan on this particular strategy was to wait till the end of the day before I chose to enter. And so I did not enter because it ended up closing below. Now, if I had jumped the gun, look what would have happened, right? This is essentially a bull put that I was in, or would have been in, on this paper trading account. And today, down quite a bit, gap down, moved down quite a bit there. So it would have ended up being a very bad trade had I broken my trading rules and moved forward anyway. Now you can see these lines on here, and that's just letting me know that I have this potential trade staged, right? We haven't talked too much about staging trades, but it's a great way to save your trades for the future. So you open up an order ticket. Let's do that real quick. Let's just click on here. So here you go, order ticket, and then you can review it and submit it, or you can stage it. So I just clicked on stage, and then that ends up bringing me here, and you can see this Morgan Stanley bull put trade that I have staged. So I don't need it anymore. I mean, if I wanted to trade it, I could hit trade, and it's going to bring me to the order ticket, and I can review submit. I could analyze it more. In this case, I'm just going to delete it because I don't need it anymore. So that happens, guys. That's part of it, right? Sometimes we look at potential trades and we're like, hey, this one looks good. I think it might work out. And then it doesn't follow through with our plan. And then you just got to cut it loose. You just never enter that trade. That happens oftentimes. So we just need to be okay with that. All right. Let's go ahead. I want to share with you guys a webinar coming up Tuesday morning. Let me go ahead and drop it in the comment here. I apologize if you're getting any background noise. Right across the street, I think they're cutting down a tree with one of those machines that makes bark chips out of it. Anyways, that link right there is going to be for a webinar Tuesday morning. It is all about how Tradeway approaches long-term investing, right? And so I'm going to give you a quick hint. It's not buy and hold. A lot of the mainstream financial services out there, they manage your funds passively. That means they're going to stick it in the market and just leave it there. It's just buy and hold, hope it goes up. If it doesn't go up, oh well. That's not what Tradeway does. So we manage the funds more actively. And so want to have you guys check that out so you can learn more about that. Again, that link is going to be for Tuesday, the 24th, January 24th at 11 a.m. Central Time. So I hope to see you guys there. I think I'm actually on that webinar. So I'll see you guys there on Tuesday. So and then we'll see you again, of course, on Thursday for Live Trading Thursday. Thanks, guys. We'll see you later.